Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. Okay guys, we're going to be seeing a video today and this is titled The Real Truth Why Italians Never Get Fat. Okay, you guys eat a lot and never get fat. I really cannot wait to see this video because so many people would love to eat and not get fat. All right, so without further ado, let's check this video out.
Italians live on a diet of pasta, pizza, pastries, wine, but you never see them waddling home
Ooh, these are ultra processed foods and they still don't get fat. Okay, let's continue.
from dinner. So what's going on here? What's the real reason Italians never seem to get fat? I've been living in Italy for over 20 years, and I
don't
can
even
tell
look
you
fat.
it's not just genetics and good lighting. It's lifestyle, mindset, and a few daily habits that add up. Oh, and later I'll explain that time during a road trip when I got scolded by my Italian girlfriend's mother for the number of cornetti I had been eating. It hit harder than I expected. I thought we'd been bonding over cappuccino. Turns out I was being watched. Skip breakfast. In the United States, we're told that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Eggs,
Yeah.
sausage, pancakes, smoothies, protein bombs. But in Italy, it's a coffee and maybe a small pastry. You're easing into the day, not having breakfast at 8 a.m. like it's Thanksgiving. So your calories are naturally kept low and you're not spiking your insulin so early in the morning. I guess it's like a 12-hour fasting window. An Italian
Nice.
breakfast won't fuel you for that CrossFit session, but it'll keep you light on your feet. Unprocessed foods. In Italy, you're getting real ingredients, the actual tomatoes, not canned sauce that could survive a nuclear winter. But in the United States, you go to the supermarket and the aisles are stuffed with things that could outlast an apocalypse. Even in Italy, fast food is slowly creeping in. McDonald's, Burger King, KFC, you'll find those in the center. Yes, I have to confess, I've eaten McDonald's in Italy. Fun fact, the first McDonald's in Italy, well, you're gonna find that in Rome at the base of the Spanish Steps. Yes, there where John Keats died, you can get yourself a Big Mac. So, Italy does lean towards unprocessed, fresh, local food. Even if it's fighting a battle with fast food, pasta still wins. Portion control
Okay.
and eating slowly. In Italy, pasta plates aren't big enough to be used as a life draft. But in some countries, like the United States, we measure value by volume. Oh, look how much we're getting. Like it's a gym membership. Italians, though, they take time, they pause, they talk, they sip, they respect the meal. So your body has time to
Has time to
digest before your
digest.
fork hits the fifth plate of pasta.
Okay.
In
Nice.
Italy, if you finish your meal in under 10 minutes, they'll assume you didn't like the food or you have somewhere more important to be, like a funeral. Before we get on to the next points, drop down in the comments, let me know which food rule do you follow when you're on vacation, or which one do you wish you did? I'll read through the comments and give my thoughts when I see them. Thank you for your comments and your sharing your thoughts. I get some video ideas. Look at that pink Fiat 500. Some of my video ideas come from your very own comments. Also, if you want, I made a Dining in Italy e-guide, a PDF that you can download, have in your pocket, offline, on your phone for when you're traveling around Italy. Has all sorts of things in there. Breaks down the first, the second courses, the primi secondi, the antipasti, the contorno, all that good stuff, the wines, the eating hours, the difference between trattorias and osterias, all jammed in there. You can download it via the link in the description. Drink water. Italians drink a lot of water, sparkling
That's a
or
good
still,
habit. Drinking lots of
frizzante
water.
or naturale. They do drink some soda, but not a lot. Here they have those little Coca-Cola cans. They're so cute, although I don't buy it. Wine, yes, but not throughout the day. But in other places, sodas are part of every meal, or worse yet, an iced latte at 10 p.m. So by drinking water, the Italians are avoiding those liquid calories that add up that most of us don't count. Pastries are a treat, not a lifestyle. When you're walking around in the cafe window there, you see that pastry. Well, that's a sweet, a treat, not breakfast, lunch, and dessert. But if you're walking around Italy thinking every cannoli that you see is part of the Mediterranean diet, think again. So, sweets are to be enjoyed.
This is a very good, healthy lifestyle of the Italians. Like, if I can do this, I'll be really happy. I know I am not fat, but then again, I need to make some healthy lifestyle changes. Okay, like drinking lots of water is actually good, and Italians do that a lot. And then they see pastries as a treat and not like a food you're going to be eating morning, afternoon, and at night. Snack, everything is just overly processed. Okay, it's actually a good thing that the entire country is actually living a healthy lifestyle. Just as he said in this video, like they have a very tiny bit, they have a very tiny bottle of Coca-Cola in their country. Here in my country, our bottle of Coke is actually big. You're going to drink, drink, drink until you have enough. And at the end of the day, you'll be thinking you're having the time of your life, not knowing that you're spiking your insulin level.
They're not the main event, and they're not to be rushed down and inhaled. Oh, and back to that story, when I was on the road trip with my Italian girlfriend and her mother, I remember it clearly. We were on our way back from Sardinia. We'd just taken the ferry, the traghetto, from the island to the mainland, and we were driving north. We stopped at an autogrill, and I was enjoying a cappuccino and a cornetto, as I usually do. And her mother looked at me and said, "That's your third cornetto of the day, isn't it?" And then she added, "Those things are full of butter and bad things." She wasn't being rude. She was being Italian. She was pressing my buttons, and she knows I like to eat healthy, and she had a point. In Italy, these pastries are not a meal in itself, but just a sweet to be enjoyed, not considered a meal replacement. More on that story here in a second. No snacking between meals. Italians don't graze. No protein bars in their purses or a handful of almonds every 20 minutes. In Italy, if you pull out an energy bar between meals, well, someone will hand you a plate of real food or they'll pray for you. But we've been constantly trained to fuel ourselves. Snack culture is everywhere. Planes, trains, cars, at our desk. So Italians give themselves time to rest, digest, so their meals actually feel like meals. Less alcohol than you think. Yes, Italians will have a glass or two of wine at dinner, but in other cultures, drinking just isn't part of the meal, it's the plan. 3 mimosas at brunch, a cocktail before dinner, and then a bottle of wine. So Italians keep their livers happier and their waistlines smaller. A note though, public drunkenness isn't like you'd find, say, in the United States, the UK, or Australia. However, I have noticed a trend of drinking for drinking's sake, especially around the bars in the big cities around aperitivo hour. Though it's not the binge culture, it is noticeable and things are getting buzzier. And back to that road trip with my Italian girlfriend and her mother, well, I did break up with the girlfriend and by proxy her mother, but I still think of that cornetto. Enjoy food without guilt. Now, I think this is the most important point. Italians don't diet. They don't shame food. They enjoy it slowly, fully, with friends. There's no guilt loop, no binge, cleanse, repeat cycle. But in many cultures, food is either the enemy or reward. So Italians, by embracing mindful eating, they're naturally regulating their bodies, without some calorie counting app screaming at them. Earlier we talked about portion control and how Italians eat slowly and savor their meals with friends. But do you know that when they go out for dinner, they don't always have the full menu? As a traveler, you're not expected to have the primo, the secondo, the first and second course with the side dish and the appetizer as well. A lot of this will surprise travelers.
That's
So I
really
want you to
nice.
check out this video next where I break down everything from meal timing to menus so you can enjoy Italy like a local. You know I have a Patreon now.
Okay, nice. This is really good. I love the Italian healthy living habits. Okay, it's actually beautiful. If you can do it, it's really nice. Okay, it's going to help you a long way. Okay, please share your thoughts, your opinion if you're in Italy. Please let us know if this is actually true with Italians. All right, thank you for watching and see you guys on my next one. Bye.